The new episode of Invincible is probably the best this season so far, and I do think this season has been really good so far. The Hell episode's been probably the worst episode, one of my least favorite episodes of the whole show, honestly. Here, but we're kind of leading up to an odd time in the comics here. If you've read the comics, and a lot of things are going to be happening soon, and I know a lot of discourse is going to be going on here, and a lot of people are just going to continue to have more and more complaints, especially as this show and this book goes on. I mean, this is a long comic book. The show is going to run for a couple seasons, and we're about to get some interesting decisions. And obviously, they've been improving on a lot of things in the show, but I'm curious to see how this goes here. I have loved everything this episode's particularly Oliver and Ollie Man actually being able to bond and get together is great. And I'll tell you one thing, this show did a really good job of actually making me like Oliver, because in the comics I was not rocking with dude that much, to be honest. So they did a really good job at that. And I don't know, that they've made Nolan feel more evil in the show than they did in the comics. In the comics, I don't remember feeling as disgusted towards him as I do in the show here. But this Viltrumite War, what we're about to do, it's going to get crazy here. And I'm really excited for it, especially because Thrag is going to show up and show why he's a bad motherfucker. And all the hate on his design right now is kind of silly because when he first appears in the comics, that's kind of similar to what he looks like. He, as the art goes on in Invincible, obviously Ryan Otley is taken over forever ago at this point in the shows, for all the volumes, the issues. But even then, Ryan Otley's art, it progresses, and Thrak gets bigger and bigger and more menacing throughout this goes on, because that's most likely what's gonna happen here. Next season, this motherfucker's gonna be bigger, and it's gonna keep getting bigger until the very end. And it, I'm curious where the season ends. I know it's coming up. I'm very curious, but this episode is great. Great fighting. Time is moving super fast, and I want y'all to remember that the time is moving real fast, and somebody is pregnant back home.